This was me 16 years ago. And this is me now. The only difference between these two images, besides of course being older and having better filming equipment, is the 5 lessons I had the chance to learn throughout these 16 years of experience performing and creating magic. My name is Joseph Vidal, and in this video I would like to boost your artistic career and projects by sharing with you these 5 fundamental lessons that guided me on my way to become my best artistic version. If you're not an artist, performer, or don't have any artistic project yet, I recommend you to watch this video anyway, because the sense of each lesson I'll be sharing can be implemented in your personal and professional life as well. I encourage you to stick around till the end, because the 5th lesson is the one that completely changed the way I create and perform magic, and I'm sure it will make the difference for you too. Before we get into it, it is important to understand that starting an artistic career is normally a quite uncertain and confusing path. There is often no clear guide or roadmap that we can all follow, as every artist's journey is unique. What worked for somebody else might not work for you. There's no magic or instant formula here. However, I do believe that there are some universal principles or lessons that can significantly boost yours or anybody's career, no matter where you are in your artistic journey. The sooner you understand and interiorize these lessons, the sooner you'll start to see significant progress. So without further ado, these are the 5 lessons that helped me and will help you boost your artistic career. We all been raised with a stereotypical image on what success looks like. While it comes in different forms, it often revolves around 2 common things: having lots of money and being known or famous. This vision, from my perspective, is quite vague and simplistic, as it takes out of the equation our personal desires and expectations, which are unique to each of us. What success looks to you, for somebody else might not even be the beginning of what they want to achieve. Instead of seeing success as a straight line from point A to point B, I prefer to see it more as a spectrum of possibilities and scenarios that are shaped by our own expectations and desires. With that in mind, if we want to succeed, we first need to define what success means to us. Is it turning your hobby into a full-time career? Is it becoming an expert at your field? Or simply performing and connecting with people? Once you have that answer, you will start to see the possible paths and steps you have to follow to reach it. Keep in mind that your idea of success will likely evolve over time as your priorities and desires change. For me, when I started into magic, success meant to simply perform and getting paid for it. Then it shifted into winning competitions and gaining recognition, and now it is performing while traveling the world and earning enough so I can fund my upcoming projects. The key is to understand and visualize where you want to be. The clearer your vision is, the easier it will be to identify the actions needed to get there. When you start to get confident with your performing skill or talent, it is easy to think that it should be valued. The problem is that talent itself does not guarantee the value you think you deserve. The perception of value, especially in art and entertainment, is subjective. What you think is worth paying $200 for a ticket, for somebody else might be a nonsense. A great example of this is the experiment conducted by Joshua Bell, considered one of the best violinists in the world. The same day of his concert, he decided to go to the Boston subway and play his most famous pieces. While playing the Metro for 45 minutes, he earned only $30. That same evening, he sold out his concert at the Boston Theater with tickets at an average price of $100. This huge difference in value is because Joshua in the subway was not addressing his target audience. In other words, was not addressing the people who is willing to pay $100 to enjoy his performance. If you want your art to be valued as you desire, finding the right audience is the key to it. For that, I highly recommend focusing on learning skills related to marketing and networking, as those will help you to create and find the opportunities to showcase your work to your target audience, and steadily build your presence and worth. We can all agree that creativity is essential in any artistic or performance field. It's what allows us to connect different ideas in an unconventional and unique ways and land them into the real world. I like to see creativity as a muscle that we all have. And like any other muscle, it needs to be maintained and stimulated in order to stay active and strong. From my experience, one of the best ways to stimulate your creativity is by exposing yourself to new ideas. These can come from different sources, but in the end what's important is that you get exposed to them. In my case, exploring new art forms and disciplines has been a huge source of inspiration. Most of the magic tricks I created have been inspired by ideas found on books, movies, or conversations. Another great source of stimulating ideas, often underestimated, is diving into the science behind the craft you do. Understanding how things work at its deepest level can open up new possibilities that you might have not considered. For instance, if you're a photographer and study the physics of light or the technology behind the cameras you're using, you're getting exposed to ideas and concepts that can potentially enrich your creativity and creation process, allowing you to connect ideas that without that knowledge, you would never have. In the end, everyone has its own favorite source of inspiration. What's important is that you exercise and stimulate your creativity to enrich and boost your creative process. Getting to know myself has been very important in the development of my own style. Developing your self-awareness will not only help you to identify your strengths and weaknesses, but also to refine your style and stand out from others. Getting to know yourself is not an easy or a pleasant task. It's not easy because it requires a constant self-observation and criticism. And it's not pleasant because it often reveals traits that we might not like or criticize when seen on others. However, if we ignore them, we will never be able to correct or improve them. In my case, some of the actions that helped me the most has been to film and analyze my performances so I could identify the opportunities for improvement. Just to give you an example of that, something I've been focusing on recently has been my body language and how can I adapt it to certain techniques so I can make them look more natural in my hands and therefore deceptive. Additionally, something I highly recommend is seeking for feedback, especially from people you are not confident with, because besides being kind or respectful to you, they have no other incentive to like you or comfort you. So you will tend to receive less biased and more genuine feedback. Of course, with the time and experience, you will see that not all feedback is helpful, even though it comes from somebody who is more talented or experienced than you. But I'm afraid this topic will require another video, so for now, we'll leave it here. So far, we've seen and analyzed 4 of the lessons, and now we're finally getting to the one that changed the way I create and perform magic today. But before that, if you're finding this video helpful and interesting, please give me a big like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. After 16 years of performing magic in different countries and cultural contexts, I realized that people don't consume your art for what it is. Actually, they consume it for how it makes them feel. And this is the reason why the connection with your audience takes a very relevant role, and from my point of view should be one of your top priorities whenever you perform or create your art. In your own eyes, you may have the best show or the most refined skill, but if your persona is not able to connect with your audience, doesn't matter how good you are, you will never be able to evoke on them the emotions and the feelings you want them to experience. In my experience, the best shows I've had are the ones where I was able to connect with my audience the way I would connect with my good friends and relatives. Being able to connect with your audience will be one of the toughest skills to learn, as it can only be developed by performing over and over and over throughout the years. You can study and have all the theory you want about it, but if you don't have any practical experience, that knowledge is just knowledge. With this, I don't want you to think that you shouldn't aim towards perfecting your craft. No. But I want you to be aware that there is no point of perfecting it if you cannot connect with the audience you want to show it to. If you would like me to dive deeper into this topic and share with you the strategies I personally use to connect with an audience, please let me know below in the comments and I will make a video about it. So these are the 5 principles I encourage you to think about and incorporate into your journey. Remember, every artist's path is unique, but I truly believe that keeping these lessons in mind will help you to move forward to where you want to be. Thank you again for watching this video till the end. If you like it, if it provided value to you, please don't forget to give a thumbs up. This will definitely help me a lot. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.